D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my weekend review where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, or you can just watch this video where I'm just going to read it to you. I also just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that we got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started on these 3 stories. So for my first story this week, all right, you guys, it looks like Chris Rock is going to direct a Martin Luther King Jr. biopic movie. Now, this comes from The Hollywood Reporter. We're going to read through it and everything. Steven Spielberg is executive producing, which I guess is kind of fun and exciting. I don't know. I really don't know about Chris Rock's directing past, if he has directed anything. If he has, I don't remember it. But let's go ahead and read this article. And let's see what it has to say about this subject and everything. So it says, Chris Rock is gearing up to examine the life of Martin Luther King Jr. The actor and comedian is in final negotiations to direct and produce a biopic of the late civil rights icon, The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. Now, I just want to say right now, the Actors Guild tag is still striking at this moment in time as of recording this video. But Chris Rock, if he's going in as a director, can totally negotiate, and he's not being a scab. So he's totally in the realm of being able to do this without, getting in trouble with any of the unions. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for, you guys. So it says Universal is behind the project and has optioned the rights to Jonathan Aig's biography, King: A Life, which debuted to acclaim in May and earned a National Book Award nomination. The book, which is not really that hard these days. They always say these things like they're like a big deal, but I'm sorry, you guys, it's really not that hard to get these little book things. If you write a book about an icon like Martin Luther King Jr., you're probably going to get some kind of award. It's just inevitable and everything. All right, the book, which drew upon newly unearthed FBI information on King, is described by its publisher, Farah Steris and an intimate portrayal of King, and as a courageous but emotionally troubled individual who demanded peaceful protest while grappling with his own frailties and government that hunted him, which I totally believe that now, you guys. Like the government now, I am like so one of those people that just believes the government is out to get you. It's crazy how I have changed my mind on the government. Anyways, but I just want to say I hope that they go into a lot of his story because he was a womanizer, which is bad because he was married. If he wasn't married, I'm like, yeah, sure, it's Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm like, yeah, get those hoes. But he was married, so I don't agree with that. You got to stay faithful and stuff. So, but anyways, and then I also hope they touch on the fact that I think the government had had something to do with his assassination, and I know that may be a conspiracy theory. I'm not sure, but I just really feel like they were responsible, and that scares me. So anyways, okay, so it says Steven Spielberg will executive produce the project via his Elben partners, I don't know how to say that, and Christy, who cares what is Rock previously directed the starred in the TIFF favorite Top 5, did not see it. He also directed Head of State 2003, I did not see it. I Think I Love My Wife 2007, I didn't see that either. He is on screen this year in George C. Wolfe's civil rights biopic Rustin, starring Coleman Domingo. In March, he launched the Netflix live stand-up special Chris Rock's Celebrity Outrage, which was pretty good. I like that. So I'm not going to read the rest of this. It just says like who I just want to say that. Okay, in terms of his directing, like I said, I haven't seen anything that he's directed. So, and if I did, I don't remember. I haven't seen any of those movies. But I say good for Chris Rock getting the gig. I don't think that it's like, first off, I don't really care for biopics in my personal life. I prefer documentaries when it comes to actual people. I think that they cover more and they're able to do it in a more like just, I think, a better way. But at the same time, I would probably watch this. I watch the biopics. I just personally prefer documentaries compared to those. But I mean, and I just go like, what are they really going to touch on? Because even though Martin Luther King Jr. did a lot of good things, he probably still had some faults. And I just hope that they focus on those things and tell us about the real person, because people, are fallible. We're not perfect. And I think that people can relate to people better when they realize that they're fallible, when they admit their wrongs, when they're able to say, this was a mistake on my part and everything. And I'm just curious as to if they're going to touch on those things. But good for Chris Rock. I would love to see who they're going to cast as Martin Luther King Jr. And I would love to just see, how, as far as production goes, what they do with it. And we'll see how this goes further on down the line. So that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, this is from Engadget. And this is not a big surprise to some people, but for me personally, it is, because I am not a gamer, you guys. I would like to be a gamer, but I just don't have the money to support all the hobbies I would like to do. And gaming is just one of those. I just, I only have so much funds and everything. But all right, so this one says there's a live action Cyberpunk 2077 show or movie on the way. It says CD Projekt Red has teamed up with production company behind Mr. Robot, which I just want to say, Mr. Robot, if they're talking about the TV show, which they are, Mr. Robot was such a good show. I love that show. It's so good. Okay, so it says, hold on, let me come back up here so I get the picture. Okay, developer CD Projekt Red had just announced it is in early stages of developing a live action TV show or movie based on the once hated and now beloved Cyberpunk 2077 game. Yeah, I did hear there was a lot of problems with the game coming out right off the bat. I'm not quite sure if that's, I would assume that's like a normal thing for there to be problems with the game as soon as it comes out, and then they fix it as they go along, which I personally don't like when people do that. I prefer a product that was perfect right off the bat, but whatever, it's fine. Details are scanned, as we don't even know if it'll be a film or an ongoing series. But the game developer has teamed up with production company Anonymous Content to bring Night City to glorious live action life. It says, you probably don't know Anonymous Content by name, but the company's behind a slew of high-profile and critically acclaimed TV shows like True Detective, love True Detective, and Mr. Robot, love Mr. Robot. True Detective season 2 wasn't that great. That's probably my least favorite, the one with Rachel McAdams. That one was just way too convoluted. I couldn't follow that one 100%. I was just like, what? And everything. But season 1, great. Season 3, so good. And I think season 4, if it's not out right now, it's coming out pretty soon, which I'm excited to watch it. Anyways, it's also helped produce recent films like The Revenant and Spotlight. I liked both those movies, but also classics like Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. And Being John Malkovich, both those movies I didn't care for, but whatever. Maybe they were just too artsy for me. Anyways, this is a serious production company, so we could be in for something special. Totally true. While CD Projekt Red hasn't announced whether this will be a show or a movie, which they should get that under wraps real quick. Like they should get that figured out, because that's weird. Anyways, there are some hints indicating it'll be a TV series. The developer went out of its way to note that it's working closely with certain members of Anonymous Content team, all of which are heavily involved in the TV side of things. For instance, the dev called out the company's head of television, Garrett Kemble, and noted Chief Creative Officer David Levine's decade-long tenure at HBO. Levine was heavily involved with getting Game of Thrones and Westworld on the network, in addition to other hit shows. Let's see what it says. The situation here looks slightly different from Netflix' The Witcher show, and that's adapted from the source books and not the video game series. Cyberpunk 2077 is a wholly original IP, giving CD Projekt Red a good amount of creative control. I'm not going to read the rest of this. It looks like... So hold on, let me read this part. So it says, it looks like to be in extremely early stages of development, so it could be years before we see the lawless Badlands or slums of Dogtown live action. I don't know what those are. And then they've got a Cyberpunk and Edge Runners. Sorry if I could read. And let me just read this, then we're going to be talking about it. So it says, when you think about it, it's pretty nuts that Cyberpunk IP is flourishing in this way. The game launched as a buggy mess, forcing Sony to actually pull it from its online store, and both CD Projekt Red and Microsoft to issue refunds to unhappy customers. Since that disastrous launch, the developer has slowly and steadily improved just about every aspect of the game, transforming whole gameplay mechanics in the process. The end result, Cyberpunk 2077, is now considered to be a truly special video game, with 25 million sales to prove it. Even the recent release Phantom Liberty DLC has already racked up 3 million downloads. There's also a sequel on its way. There's also a pseudo sequel on its way. Okay, so here's what I think about this. Okay. I think this is a good idea. I think that we need more original IPs as shows. I know that this is a video game and they're changing it into a show or a movie. It sounds like they're going to do a show. We'll just say show for now. But I think that this is a good idea because I think that Hollywood is just, rehashing out old IPs. And I think that we need new IPs out there. And I think that this is a good one. Now, whether or not, I don't know anything about the game. If this does become a show, I will watch it. But I think that it would be interesting to see if Keanu Reeves will make an appearance, because I know he is in that video game and he did all the mocap stuff, I believe, for that. So it'll be interesting to see all that stuff. And I wonder where this is going to go. As I said before, I'm not a gamer, but if, anonymous content, I love all the stuff they've done so far. So, I mean, I'm not excited about this just because I don't play the game, but I am going to watch it. And I think that it's great. All right, you guys. So that is my second story of the week. So for my third and final story this week. All right, you guys. A24 options Paris Hilton's memoir of 1111 Media. Okay. So here's the thing. They're doing a Paris Hilton movie, and I'm quite excited about it. I'm not going to lie. I love Paris Hilton. I just love it because she's so zany and rich and everything. Like, she's like one of those people like, money can't buy you happiness. I'm like, want to bet? So it says, and this comes from Deadline, which is my favorite. So it says exclusive. We understand that A24, which by the way, I love A24. They do a great job over there, has taken the rights to Paris Hilton's memoir for a TV series adaptation. Sorry, I said movie before. It's a TV series. The deal, we hear, is said to be in the six figures. Nice. Hilton's entertainment company, 1111 Media, Dakota and Elle Fanning's Lewellen Pictures, and David Bernard's Middle Child Pictures are producing. No writers have been set yet to be on the project. And 1111's Media Signor Manor will produce with A24. EPs are Hilton, Bruce Garish, the Fannings. While details are under wraps, Paris, the memoir, published early this year from HarperCollins in Hilton's personal tell-all battle with ADHD. She had a battle with ADHD. Her rise in pop culture, her branding, and in the book's description, Hilton writes, I wrote this book in an effort to understand my place in a watershed moment. No, she didn't. She did it for the money. Stop that, Paris Hilton. You did it for the cash. I would have done it for the cash too. Stop it. The technology renaissance, the age of influencers. I also wrote this book so that the world could know who I am today. I focused on a key aspects of my life that led to what I am most proud of, how my power has taken away from me, and how I took it back, how I built a thriving business, a marriage, and a family. Good for her. Listen, I've always thought Paris Hilton was a little bit of an idiot, but at the same time, she's obviously a smart businesswoman because look what she's done so far. Anyways, she also adds, there are so many young women who need to hear this story. Are there though? Paris, sweetie, I love you. I do. I love, I love that picture of her where she's like going like this and it says, stop being poor. I love that, even though that's totally a fake photo. But I just, I mean, little girls need, young women need to hear this story. No, they don't. They don't need to hear your coke-addled party going days. They don't need to hear it. Okay. I don't want them to learn from my mistakes. I want them to stop hating themselves for their own mistakes. God, she sounds like an asshole right here, but whatever. Anyways, I want them to laugh and cry and embrace every aspect of who they are with fearlessness and pride. We all have our own brand of intelligence, and girl, fuck fitting in. Okay, first off, I'm getting annoyed now. You're talking about don't fuck fitting in. Bitch, you fit in all over the place. You just did it in a rich girl style. Stop that. You stop that, Paris Hilton. Plus also, we all have our own brand of intelligence. I mean, if stupid is a brand of intelligence, then sure, a lot of bitches have it. And I love how she's like, we stop hating themselves for their own mistakes. Yeah, you mean the fact that some women are big whores and they regret it now in life? I mean, come on, stop it. Although I do love you, Paris, and I'm gonna watch this. If this is a show, I'm gonna totally watch it. And so it says Dakota and Elle Fanning's Lewellen Pictures development properties across film, television, and alternate media. The company, which is run by Dakota and Elle and Brittany Kahn Ward. Oh, who gives a shit? That's pretty much it. So I have not read this book. I'm not going to either. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Paris Hilton, but I don't care about her memoir. But I do say good for her that she's able to turn her ditzy blonde days into a business and able to make money off that. And I'm glad that she's married and has a family and all that stuff. I really am. And good for her getting this deal. You know, I say get your money, girl, get it where you can, because we all are trying and everything. But her nonsense towards the end of this article was pretty funny. But yeah, I'm gonna watch this, and good for her. So that was my final story this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Chris Rock getting the gig to direct a Martin Luther King biopic? Is this something that you're interested in? Is this something you're gonna watch, or are you just not interested? Did you read that Jonathan Eggs biography about Martin Luther King Jr.? And if you did, tell me about it. And if it's a good read, I might pick it up. I do like books and stuff. I like fiction though, but we'll see and everything. Also, tell me, guys, how do you guys feel about this live action Cyberpunk 2077 movie or TV show? We'll say TV show. How do you feel about that? Did you play Cyberpunk? Did you like Cyberpunk? What was your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? Did you play it when it first came out and it had all those bugs and stuff? And how frustrating was that for the fandom? And then finally, tell me, how do you guys feel about this Paris Hilton memoir coming out as a TV series? Do you think this is a good idea, bad idea? Do you like Paris Hilton? Do you love the stop being poor or don't be poor shirt? Or did you think that was stupid? Do you like Paris Hilton now? Or are you like me and you're just like, she's still kind of a ditzy blonde, but she's a smart businesswoman ditzy blonde. But tell me what you guys think about all of this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my Week in Review.